Watch live now.
Good morning. Hey, there's the microphone. How we doing
Good morning.
today? It is WTF CCPNN Wednesday, and when I say CCPNN, let me shut my hearing aids down before they start squealing at somebody. Shoo, buddy. The CCPNN, it's not just CNN fake news, which, I mean, let's be real, CNN is just straight fake news. I'm going to give you a quick peek, see. But today's CCPNN monstrosity that we're going to dig into, when I say CCPNN, think legacy media, think Arcanum media, think the enemy of the people, think fake news. Today we're going to be talking about WAPO, but let's just take a quick peek here. Alarm grows over Trump's dictator moves as he denies election defeat. Guys, let's think back to the beginning of the year. COVID happens, and what were the rallying cries of the left? Oh, Trump's going to shut everything down. He's a total dictator, total authoritarian. And then he didn't. And it's important why he didn't. He very clearly said, that's not my job. More importantly, he did not have the authority to do a nationwide shutdown like the Democrats wanted. That's not a power that is ceded to the president by the Constitution of the United States. That is something that is reserved by the 10th Amendment to the states and the people, respectively. So individual governors could consider it. Individual mayors could consider a lockdown of some sort. But the president, quite rightly, did not do a national lockdown. It's not in his power to do it. And of course, when he didn't, they started demanding that he do. Right? And one of Biden's campaign platforms was the probability of a national lockdown, which we might be looking at now that Joe Biden is the
the
projected next president. Now, this alarm grows over Trump's dictator moves as he denies election defeat. He hasn't been defeated yet. Right? This is not a matter of opinion. This statement, as he denies election defeat, that is a lie. Now, if you were just a normal layman and you said something to this effect, I might presume that you are mistaken because you don't understand how things work. You don't understand the law. You don't understand U.S. elections. That's fine. This is CNN.
This is CNN.
This is CNN. These people purport to be informed. These people are supposed to be authorities. They're supposed to be representing authoritative positions and analyses. If this person is an authoritative source and says the words, he denies election defeat, they are not mistaken. They are lying. Because it is this simple. The election is done on December 14th when the Electoral College casts its various votes. Right now, at least one of Biden's votes is being promised by a faithless elector who's supposed to give that vote to Trump. It is also possible that between now and then, many electors lose faith and go ahead and go to Trump, even if none of the other numbers change. The projection of Joe Biden having 279 votes, as they're showing here, which, by the way, for him to have the 279, that includes Arizona still, which is still in contention. It has been uncalled, right? They're even showing it in gray here. So that's votes he don't got. Just so we're clear on that.
Crystal.
It's a number of votes, by the way, which puts him below 270. Just so we're tracking, right? It's more than 10. So, Um, Steve points out, Pravda's stuff came out of the CCCP. I admit, a bit much for the show title. 2 C's are probably enough. Yeah, I'm not, to be clear with the CCPNN, I'm more referring to the Chinese Communist Party National News Network than the Soviet Union's Pravda network. But it's a great, no, you make a good point. Maybe it should be Big C CCPNN. But that's getting a little layered and complex for one cheesy Chiron logo. Oh, and also, Lindsay, Steve, you are most welcome for my service. So.
Yeah, it's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Chris happens to be a vet. Well,
I
ain't
do.
that just a thing?
And I had a blast. So, there is another thing that I wanted to show you guys before we dig in. Damn it.
So you're telling me hunting down terrorists and kicking their doors in with Mossbergs at 2 o'clock in the morning is fun?
More than you could possibly imagine. Damn, I seem to have misplaced the article I wanted to share with you guys. That's frustrating. I had so many freaking things pulled up. Did I just...
Well, buddy, I mean,
right.
You've only got like 17 screens down there in your command center of evil. Like it's... I get it, though. I would rock a similar setup if I had a man cave in which I could... Yeah. I tease you, but no, I get it.
All right, here we go. Before we dig into the WAPO story that we want to talk about, this is for my vet buddies out there and anybody you know that happens to be a vet. themilitarywallet.com/Veterans Day free meals and discounts, and I'll drop this in the description. Here's the link in the live chat comments for those of you that are watching now. And here you go, Veterans Day offers. 2020 Veterans Day free and meals and discounts. You got the Golden Corral, McCormick's and Schmick's. I don't think we have one of those around here. Claim Jumper, Tucanos Brazilian Grill. So these are the ones that did it the 8th through the 10th. Golden Corral has almost always, they're doing it the 1st through the 30th. Golden Corral has been really great to veterans on this. Every year they do something a little different. Sometimes they just do it not on the 11th itself. And the reasoning there, as the Golden Corral management has explained to me, is look, everybody else is giving veterans a free meal on November 11th. So go eat there. Go everywhere but the Golden Corral on Veterans Day. And then we'll take care of you one of the other days of the month near Veterans Day. Come see us then. So that's pretty cool.
How much steak and eggs can you eat for breakfast?
You'd be amazed.
No, I will. I know how much steak I can eat for breakfast when my company takes me to Golden Corral.
Yeah, and I don't know if I eat more steak and eggs when I'm paying for breakfast or when somebody else is paying for breakfast. And then today, of course, you've got Forks Prime Steakhouse, 54th Street Grill. 7-Eleven is doing a free coffee or Big Gulp. Abuelo's, Ahi Pokey. Applebee's, free meal from a select menu. Military ID or proof of service required. Aruga's Grill. My proof of service is my nearly 10 G's worth of hearing aids. Bagger Dave's, Baker Square, Bandanas Barbecue, Bar Louie. A lot of these aren't nearby. Ooh, BB Bop. Ooh. Black Angus Steakhouse, Bob Evans, Bombshells Restaurants and Bar. Bubba Gump Shrimp. Ooh. There was a Bubba Gump Shrimp in Monterey when I was there. Buffalo Wings and Rings, Buffalo Wild Wings, free order at 10 boneless. I might have to drop by. Well, it's over in that part of town. California Dreaming, California Pizza Kitchen. So there's a nice long list here. Y'all can look down. And guys, there ain't nothing to stop a savvy vet from just... It's fun. Go meal hopping today. Because and it's perfectly fair. Most of these places, it's a small meal. It's not. They're not hitting you with a big like. They're not hitting you with a buffet in most of them. You know, you got. Obviously, we talked about Golden Corral a minute ago, but you know, Golden Corral, it's dinner is available to any person who has served in the military. This year, Golden Corral is giving out promotional cards for a free meal that can be redeemed from the 1st to the 31st for dine-in only Monday through Thursday. Limit one free meal per person. Promotional cards available during the month of November while supplies last. So they're giving out the whole damn buffet. That's pretty substantial.
Well, that's nice of them, but I would just still go for the steak and eggs.
But most of these guys, it's not they're not starving you. I mean, they give you a decent plate, but it's not so much food that you can't hop around. I've known a lot of vets that just they'll just, you know, big breakfast, coffee and a donut somewhere, a big brunch, light snack, big lunch, and then they just do the whole Hobbit menu all the way up until the doors close at midnight on whatever the last restaurant standing is.
If you do swing by Buffalo,
I'm a little surprised I don't see the Lord's Chicken here.
If you do swing by Buffalo Wild Wings Cafe, try their new spicy orange chicken. It's tasty. Got to sample that. Also, they have a beer cheese bacon burger, which is.
Wait, are you talking about Buffalo? You said Buffalo Wild Wings Cafe. Are you talking about Buffalo's Cafe or Buffalo Wild Wings?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, so yeah, maybe this second group awaiting updates. Free meals on veterans. I don't see the Lord's Chicken anywhere in here. Y'all are disappointing me. I'm a little disappointed in the Cathys today. But I have been ever since Dan knelt to the BLM movement. So let's move on to the postal worker. Today's featured article from the CCPNN: postal worker admits fabricating allegations of ballot tampering, officials say. Now, just to be clear, this is from the archive. We don't want to give WAPO any clicks that we don't have to. Postal worker admits fabricating allegations of ballot tampering, officials say. And then they've got this story: a Pennsylvania postal worker whose claims have been cited by top Republicans as potential evidence of widespread voting irregularities admitted to U.S. Postal Service investigators that he fabricated the allegations, according to 3 people briefed on the investigation and a statement from a House Congressional Committee. So I'm going to scroll down through. Y'all can, the links are in the description. Y'all can go read these. I think this is where it happens. The reversal comes as, no, it is not. Hopkins did not respond to messages seeking comment. This is the article from Monday. Here's the beauty of archive. WAPO, you don't get to pretend like the new article is the perpetual article anymore. WAPO went in and did a stealth edit. Here's the article as it appears today. For starters, this one starts off with a photo. The new one starts off with an explainer video. Despite being short-staffed, overworked, and receiving criticism from the president, poll officials were transparent throughout the process. That's a lie. As a blanket statement without any additional context, we saw, what was it, Chicago, where they were hanging up Bristol boards over the windows? This statement,
about as transparent as cardboard.
Yeah, this statement is a flat lie. And if WAPO doesn't issue a retraction on that, we won't be surprised, because WAPO is a leftist rag and they're incapable of printing true things. So here's where the edit happens. Hopkins did not respond to messages from the Washington Post seeking comment through his social media accounts, family members, and phone messages earlier this week. But in a YouTube video he posted Tuesday night, he denied recanting. I'm here to say I did not recant my statements. That did not happen, he said. And that is the extent of their edit. So, we're done with the WAPO now. Steve was getting bored. I hope you're not bored anymore, shithead. So,
I know hearing
Whistleblower.
about all these restaurants I can't eat at for free today.
Yeah,
It's
well, you
riveting
should have killed
television.
some terrorists. It's good for the soul.
Except for theirs.
No, it's good for theirs too. It's cleansing. USPS Pennsylvania whistleblower Richard Hopkins. I did not recant. Okay, and again, link in the description. I'm gonna skip over the story because we've already kind of covered it. And pop down to here. Investigators informed committee staff today that they interviewed Hopkins on Friday, but that Hopkins recanted his allegations yesterday and did not explain why he signed a false affidavit. Democrats on the panel said in a statement on Twitter. Yeah, and to be clear, here it is. The Washington Post published a report echoing similar claims, citing 3 anonymous officials briefed on the investigation in the statement. Let's be clear. In the WAPO article, the anonymous officials report they said that the anonymous officials, oh, of course. No, I'm not going to subscribe to WAPO. Screw you. The
More
anonymous
anonymous
officials
sources.
said that they were reporting under condition of anonymity because they were commenting on an ongoing investigation. So to be clear, real quick, if let's say these anonymous sources, which I doubt exist, they're criminals. No matter what the truth of the matter is related to Hopkins, these anonymous sources are criminals. Now, if they were whistleblowing on allegations of wrongdoing, there are protections for that. But what these guys have done is commented on an ongoing investigation without attempting to reveal some sort of wrongdoing. They're just commenting on this is what's happening in the investigation.
Yeah, it's spin.
They're not. So that means that if these anonymous officials exist, they do not qualify for whistleblower protections. They are not reporting corruption or malfeasance or anything like that. They're reporting facts of the matter. And the facts of the matter, in this case, are the facts of an ongoing investigation. These are criminals. So, Hopkins put out this video, and he's done one with James O'Keefe now where he talked about the investigation. And that's an important word. Investigation versus interrogation versus interview. I watched a fantastic video about why we never talked to the cops the other day. And it was a lawyer and a cop explaining how the police can use even factual statements as corroborating evidence to secure a guilty verdict in a case where you haven't actually done anything wrong. And the officer explains we use the word interview because interrogation sounds too rough. I've heard some of the audio from the interview that Richard Hopkins was subjected to by these agents. And here's the thing. They're interrogating him. And let me be very clear on the difference of what that means. When they're interrogating him, and they're using very clear, out-of-the-book interrogation tactics, we're not trying to scare you, but we really are trying to scare you, but we're kind of not, but we are. Because your mind works better if we put extra pressure on you. Well, okay, I see what you're doing, and it's rudimentary crayons on the sidewalk neurolinguistic tactics, but Jesus, dudes, they're conducting an interrogation. Hopkins isn't a criminal, as far as we know. He's not suspected of a crime, as far as we know. Right? He's not a suspect to be interrogated. He is a witness to be interviewed. An investigator dealing with Hopkins should be asking the questions that Hopkins can answer, not interrogating Hopkins to try and intimidate him into falsifying a recantment of his original statement. Right? It's a sworn affidavit. Unless you have evidence to the contrary, you need to be operating under the assumption that the affidavit is sworn to the best of his knowledge to be true. That's the law. We know it's the law because it's written on the affidavit.
Yeah.
Where he signed it and said, under penalty of perjury. This is my name, and by the way, here's a witness who's been trained and pays the state for a stamp that says I'm an official witness called a notary, and I swear that I witnessed this statement under penalty of perjury. I'm a postal employee who came out and whistle blew on the Erie, Pennsylvania Postal Service Postal Office. I am right at this very moment looking at an article written by the Washington Post. It says that I fabricated the allegations of ballot tampering, Hopkins said. I hope that when this is all over, it would be wonderful if Hopkins' statement leads to the breakup of a clear voter fraud activity, and the end result is that Donald Trump wins. But even if that's not the end result, what I hope that Hopkins makes a fortune suing Washington Post for libel.
Yeah, next Nick Sandman.
I'm here to say that I did not recant my statements. That didn't happen. That is not what happened. You will find out tomorrow, and I would like that the Washington Post recant their wonderful little article that they decided to throw out there out at random. O'Keefe separately claimed that Hopkins was coerced by federal agents in a 4-hour interrogation without representation, and that he has footage that would be released in full on Wednesday.
That's today.
That would be today. And if I know Project Veritas, and I do, that'll be this evening.
Yes, yeah, they'll tease us a bit, and then they'll drop the bomb. It's how they do. Because James O'Keefe has figured out it is about the show. You gotta have some show. It's why Crowder. It's why Crowder's so effective.
Yep.
Speaking of Crowder, just wanted to throw this out there real quick. Brilliant thing was said on his show yesterday about why pure democracy is bad. Pure democracy let Barbarists go free and nailed Jesus to the cross.
Yeah.
Just woo! Well played, sir. Well played indeed.
Yep.
But appropriate, since we're talking about, elections and criminals potentially getting away with it and good guys getting in trouble for stuff they didn't do.
And Steve says, because that is how the Veritas do.
See, I like how we're all so immersed in internet culture. We all know that that's Zafrank's voice. But it's...
So definitely go and check out some Z Frank. I highly recommend True Facts about the sea pig. Or the armadillo. Yes. That's about all I've got this morning. I think anything else beyond what we've covered so far is basically speculation. Joe Biden is not your president yet.
He's still not your president.
He might be one day, but it is not this day.
And if he is your president, somebody's going to have to remind him periodically. Hey, I do have one more little thing that I want on everybody's radar. Well, I thought I did. Is this the Truth and Reconciliation Commission?
No, we're going to talk about this quite separately. So guys, this is show stuff. I'm just going to share the screen with Cameron real quick so he can see what I'm talking about. We will dig into this later. Quite separately. Can you see it, Cameron? This thing I'm scrolling?
Yes. Oh, yay.
This is Threadreader. You see how good that looks?
Robert Third Reich. Awesome. Of course this would come from him.
Well, he's one of them. AOC has also been in the mix. Is anyone archiving these Trump sycophants for when they try to downplay or deny their complicity in the future? I foresee decent probability of many deleted tweets, writings, photos in the future. Okay. AOC's coming after us.
Yeah, I actually replied to her tweet there and said, "You're terrifying. I'm not deleting shit. Trump 2020. Well, hashtag Trump 2020. But no, it's not us that erases history. That's not our side. That's not how we do."
Yeah, allow me to present the 1776 project, bitch. 1619 sycophants.
Yeah, let's just rewrite history.
So,
But going back to a brave new world, like, man, there can't be history, because if there's history, there's things that went wrong, and if there's things that went wrong, you can't be ruled under the tyranny of happiness.
well, and yeah, if there's history, you might find that there are alternatives to your current state, which are preferable to your current state. So, all right, guys, that's about all I've got for today, and it is because it is Veterans Day. Look for me on Facebook today. I am going to be out and about at various veterans events with the 360 camera on the stick, and I'll see where there's something interesting, and I'll pop up here and there on Facebook because YouTube still won't let me live stream from the 360 camera. I'll be doing a bit of that.
Stupid YouTube.
But if I do get anything interesting doing that, then I'll republish it to this channel as soon as I can. Oh,
Yay.
didn't you hear? You can't call her AOC anymore. I'll call her whatever I want to.
What sticks out further, her eyes or her tits?
It might be those.
That was
It might be
was
those
ad hominem.
floppy earlobes.
Yes, that was ad hominem.
Well, I think the better question is what bounces more when she's running. And the answer might be those googly eyes.
Oh, all right, brother. Good show. Yeah.
Joe Buddy asks, "Where is your YouTube alternative?" We are on BitChute. We pop up on Parler. We do have a bit of a following on Facebook. I usually share these to Twitter when we're done with the live stream or before we go live. And you can find us on minds.com as well. So, and
There's a couple of places.
I think I've got an IFTT that's running these automatically to Pinterest and a handful of other outlets. So we're out there. Amusingly, we get more views on BitChute per video on average, but we've only got like 60 subscribers over there. So let me just go ahead and plug that. Hey, like, share, subscribe, help us grow this channel. We enjoyed having you here, Joe. Thanks for joining us this morning, buddy.
And comment, feed the algorithm.
Danielle, Danny just joined us. Good morning, Danny. We love you. Bye.
Enjoy your eggs.
I'm sorry, but enjoy your eggs. And here, I'll pause and give you a simultaneous sip. I need to memorize Scott's thing. A taker, a flask, a cup, or a glass. And we will see y'all tomorrow.
No.